take it away.
Take it away. Don't we have a little thing that we say?
I thought you were just going to start in with
Okay, cold open. Spencer, have you been feeling seen lately?
Seen?
Yeah.
Like for who I am?
Seen or not heard?
Have I been feeling like emo seen? Like where I want to put my hair over to the side? Yeah. Like my life in two pieces. This is my last resort.
If people found out that you said that Papa Roach was scene culture, they'd lose their minds.
I just offended the entire
Yeah.
Tumblr community.
You know, scene. You go to a Papa Roach concert with your leopard print hair.
Was that Papa Roach?
Yeah.
Who I just sang?
Yeah, yeah.
What's a scene song?
Last resort.
Wait,
I don't think I know.
Is this scene? Wait, do you remember Never Shout Never? Is that scene?
No, what's that?
I forget how it goes.
I think that the song that goes, I think Paramore might be seen. Anyway, enough of this. What's been new with you? Because my grandma had a heart attack the other day.
Because she was not feeling seen.
She's not feeling seen enough. She hasn't backcombed her hair in years.
She parted her hair in the middle and then she keeled over. I'm so sorry to hear that. Your grandma had a heart attack.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be okay. She's a fighter. She's a trooper.
Yeah, she'll live.
She'll brush it off. I said, brush it off, sweetheart.
When did you find this out just now?
I found it out yesterday, but it happened 2 days ago. And also, my sister had a spinal tap the other day.
This is Spinal Tap.
This is spinal tap.
Why? Because your sister has MS.
She is my sister.
MS.
She kind of is MS.
Miss Langen. Your sister has. So what's a spinal tap?
They stick a big needle in your spine and extract some fluid.
Kind of giving like a reverse epidural.
Yeah, it's giving.
Kind of giving.
I think it is an epidural. Like it's the same procedure. I think an epidural is like a spinal tap.
But I thought it's where they tap it by putting drugs into it.
Spinal tap. What's
Okay.
new with you? Any tragedies?
Any tragedies? My wife's mad at me right now. It's kind of a tragedy. Elephant in the room, whatever. We all could feel it.
Happy wife, happy life.
You know what they say, happy wife, happy life. We're both women. So we're both miserable.
Yeah.
No, nothing huge.
Why? What did you do?
We're getting right into being the amateur of it all. I made a sweeping judgment statement when I was hurt. I was upset, and instead of being like, I feel like I wanted more support in this moment, I was like, I'm the only one who ever does anything. Yeah.
Which kind of true.
Victim. No, not true.
Oh.
Awkward. Victim complex.
Okay, what? We're not allowed to tell the truth anymore? On Christmas, we tell the truth.
I wrote a song about that.
About
Telling
the
truth at
movie?
Christmas.
Oh.
That's from Love Actually.
Yeah.
Tell the truth because it's Christmas. If you can't tell the truth at Christmas, when can you, eh? Bad accent.
That's exactly the quote.
That's the quote.
Oh, if you can't tell the truth at Christmas, when the hell can you tell the truth?
I forgot you were in that movie. Every time you do that, I'm like, I forgot that that's how we met.
Forgot that I was on the Geordie Shore itself.
Geordie Shore.
The Geordie Shore.
I forgot that we met at the premiere for that movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we slap it up in the intro?
Please.
Should we slap an intro on this bitch?
I'm never going to remember this intro. Please, let's do it anyway.
Okay, let me try. I'm Spencer Glassman.
I'm Lily Langen.
And we're comics.
Best friends.
And dumb sluts.
Yeah.
In that order. Oh. And this is a podcast called Amateurs where we talk about our own amateur dating stories and maybe some of yours. Definitely some of yours today because very exciting segment on the Sexman on the pod. See, I'm trying to be more like you so you don't think that
Trying to be more dirty.
Yeah.
And you can barely say it, barely get it out.
I'm actually really shy. We have a good segment because I put on my story asking for people's dating stories where they felt like an amateur, and I got some responses for sure. I got lots of good responses.
Well, you do have 10 million followers.
Well, today I made the embarrassing admission to Lily that I had a really dark thought last night, which is that I might live and die and never hit 10K. I might die a bitch with like 4,000 followers.
That's honestly embarrassing.
That's embarrassing.
That's more embarrassing than having 900 followers. Because at that point, it's not your
because
percent.
you're not trying. Right. There's something deeply humiliating about like riding the line of like, this is the year I hit 3K. And you know I've been saying this is the year.
You know I've been saying.
You know I've been saying that like this is the year where I finally, the glass hit
the Glassman ceiling.
The glass, when I finally break through.
The glass woman ceiling.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the glass ceiling of 10K. No,
Yeah.
3K. I'll hit 3K by the summer.
And I'm going to hit 1K.
You have actually over 1K followers. I know that
I do.
Yeah, these are the things that keep me up at night, which is why I'm not a very smart person.
Yeah.
I don't have very deep thoughts.
Spencer, are you a jealous person?
Yeah.
Okay, next.
Anyways.
Okay.
Why do you ask that about me?
Why do you ask that?
Why do you ask
Why
that?
are other people not jealous? Why?
What are people saying?
I'm super jealous. I'm a super jealous person.
But you and I have different types of jealousy, I think. Tell me how your jealousy works.
I don't even know. Mine is I'm a Capricorn. Spoiler alert. So I'm like
we did reveal on the last episode
we
that you're
did
born on
that
Boxing
some
Day.
people are born on Boxing Day. Some people are
drug
addicts.
and you're one of the few.
And I'm both. Somehow.
That's true.
No. But I'm the type of jealousy where if someone's like, oh, that person's like a really good, they're really good at yoga. I'm like, okay, well, I've done yoga before. Like, I don't know why.
You do have I don't mean this in an ego way, but you have I'm the best complex.
Yeah. And it's not even like,
it's so earnest and cute the way you do it though. And it's just like, you'll be like, yeah, well, I'm actually really good at that. It's very like a 7-year-old being like, I did that before at summer camp, and I was actually really good at it.
No, and I actually hit number one in the Whipley's Believe It or Not. That's the second Ripley. Believe it or not,
we're trying to get in there.
We're trying to get in the fucking...
For a sponsor, we're trying to get in there fast.
Yeah, we're trying. But no, I liked it. You called me out on this earlier this year.
So
I feel like I know... Okay, here's my ego talking again. I know everything about me that's ever been about me. I know every facet of my personality.
No one's ever known me better than I know myself.
People rarely tell me something I don't know about myself. You said...
Pause. Tell me something I don't know. How many inches in a mile?
What it takes to make you smile.
That's scene. Finally, we found something scene.
It's not. It's Cinderella. It's the Cinderella story, first of all, with Selena Gomez, where they used Zunes.
What's that?
Like, was iPod's competitor by not a mile.
It's like in Zoe 101 where they had pairs.
Yes, but Zunes were real.
Oh, that's it. That sounds like Zins.
Like Zines. Zines, Zines, Zunes.
No, what am I thinking of? Zins, is that the Canadian?
Like the pouch?
It's a...
Yeah.
Okay.
Nicotine pouch?
That's a nicotine pouch that you put under your little lip. But it's the Canadian one, right? Or that's the American one?
So they didn't have pair phones on Zoe 101.
They had pair...
Victorious was pair phones. They had
like Kibos. This is the second Kibo.
That's true.
You're right. Okay, producers came in hot with the
Anyway,
fact check.
you told me that I brag all the time. Oh, and also there's kids playing outside.
Whatever.
I hate the sound of children laughing.
Sorry, we're gonna have to pause here. No joy allowed in the pod.
Please, our wives are mad at us. Ours.
Our wife.
Our wife is mad at us.
Wow, you are jealous.
Yeah, I am jealous. Oh, so your wife doesn't want to also date me?
I know.
Okay, what's wrong
That's
with me?
been a big point of contention in our friendship.
Okay, what's wrong with me?
You're always elbowing.
Okay, can I
your
tell
way.
you something crazy? Oh my God,
Please.
no, this is too crazy.
No, please. This is vulnerable. We're being vulnerable. Oh, what did you do?
So, no, I didn't do anything.
Get vulnerable. We can cut it if it's too vulnerable, but I won't.
Yeah,
cut
okay,
it.
let me know if it's, because we'll cut this, but it's someone we know, obviously.
Oh, do it. Just don't name names.
So I hooked up with a guy recently. We've been friends for a while.
I know who this is.
Yeah, he was dating someone before.
Yes.
Now he's not. That's when we hooked up. He told me that when he was in a relationship, he brought up with his girlfriend, like they were talking about a threesome, and he was like, what about, this is crazy. What about Lily Langen? What about, no, this just like came out of nowhere. That's actually crazy. What about Lily? Anyway, that's nuts.
That's cheating.
That's cheating.
That's cheating. If we're in a relationship and you're like, I don't know, I guess if I had to name anyone, Lily, and then then you hooked up together, not 2 months after, not even 2 months after they broke up. That's cheating.
To be fair, she broke up with him.
Okay.
So I feel like that cancels out cheating. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
And they both wanted to have a threesome. So it's not like he
With
was
you.
like, yeah, with me. No,
And to be
she
fair,
was
they
like,
both wanted me.
no, she's annoying as hell. Lily's annoying. No, she didn't say that.
Oh, I was
But
like,
she was like, it should be
damn.
someone that we don't know. I was like, tell me someone I don't know. I
How
turned
many
into
inches in a
someone
mile?
I
What
don't know.
I like that.
How many inches in a mile? I sound like Jean Valjean.
This is like my new thing, which I've been saying that we're in an era musically of like the Kermit Club. Like everyone's singing from a vocal place that is Kermit adjacent. So like if you think about like all of the like Boy Genius, like Phoebe Bridgers sings from a Kermit place.
Sure.
Meaning like the path from her singing style to a Kermit impression is very narrow.
I can see that.
I can't illustrate today.
I was thinking about this the other day where like the 90s had a very almost Kermity, like it was fake hard singing in the same way the mid 2000s had cursive singing, where lots of 90s stuff, sometimes they were like good singers, but they would do like, ha! Like it was always doing that. And that equaled good singing.
Thank God they got us these windscreens.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, but maybe I'll try to do the
Tossed
Phoebe
salad and scrambled
Okay,
eggs.
the Phoebe Bridgers to Kermit pipeline sounds like this. Someday I'm gonna live in my house up on the hill, and your skinhead neighbor goes missing. Like, it's so...
Yeah,
The line is so narrow between those two
Yeah.
vocal places.
it is.
Anyways, if you're watching this and you want to represent me as a voice actor, that's okay.
The next Kermit.
if you're looking for the next Kermit the Frog.
Hashtag I'm the next Kermit. I'll be Miss Piggy.
I have a friend who's going viral right now for doing Miss Piggy if she was a barista.
Oh,
shout
that's
out Eric Martini.
Okay.
Okay. We're gonna start doing shout outs. All right.
Okay.
So
What
I
were we
called
talking
you out
about?
very early on in our friendship.
Yeah, you said that I will brag all the time, that I'll just out of nowhere be like, so something I'm really good at it. Or like, oh, I'm actually really good at this thing. But it's true. But I have to do it as a joke.
God, and you're the one with autism, and I'm the one being like, you do this thing. Do you know that?
Do you know that this thing about you? I do it half as a joke. Normally I'm like, because I do have a joke where I'm like, I can imitate almost any singer, not Kelly Clarkson. So sometimes I'll be like, I've said this before, I can't do Kelly.
I've never
And
heard
you're
you
like,
do this
shut
joke.
the hell up.
If there's one girl I won't do, it's Idina Menzel because it's untouchable.
I probably might be able to.
Okay, and then
I'm not
now
gonna
we
try.
see
I'm not
it.
gonna try.
Now
And I'm
we
not
see
gonna
it.
try.
She's like, no, I could do Idina.
I could do it if I tried. Give me a second to practice.
Idina, no, I can
I'll
do it.
I could do Christina Aguilera for sure. I just did pretty much.
Yeah, you did. See, I'm actually now. You want to talk jealousy? I'm jealous because I have every vocal ability under the sun. I can basically do everything that any singer can do. However, because I'm trained as like a Disney princess singer, I can't do like that.
Oh, interesting.
I can't growl. My voice is so mixy, princessy that I can't. You heard me do. Lillian heard me do some.
It's like
princessy.
you grew up doing ballet,
Yeah.
and now you don't know how to do modern dance. You don't know how to not point
I can't
your
break
toe.
out. I can't break free. Like, yeah, I can't do
I
hip hop more so. I would probably be able to do modern.
More so.
More so.
You,
Yeah.
No, I could do modern.
I can do
Like,
modern.
I could probably do modern.
Yeah, I
but-
just can't do like.
Okay, good.
can't,
So I'm
like-
a big jealous bitch. I think that I'm the best at everything in the goddamn world.
I don't, and this is obviously not 100% true because we were talking about something earlier today that I'm jealous of. I would say I'm less jealous of people. Like, I'm very romantically jealous. Yeah, I know you are.
Me too.
But I don't know if and tell me if you think this isn't like a complete lie. I don't think I'm so jealous interpersonally, career wise. I have like my few people that I'm like, but I'm not.
I wonder. It's definitely a new thing for me moving to Toronto that I wasn't jealous of.
There was no one to be jealous of in
before.
Regina.
Not really. Like there was an older.
What are you gonna be
comic-
jealous of a farmer for his cows?
Yeah. Nothing. I remembered a joke that I was writing and then stopped writing.
Why is
that? It was like, don't give out the milk for free. Or wait, what is it?
Why buy the
Why buy the cow
when
if
you
you're
can get
giving
the
away the
milk
milk
for
for free? Honey, they ain't even taking my free milk
they wouldn't touch your milk
with a 10 feet
foot pole.
cock.
And
It's
they're
not that kind of show. And it's not that kind of show.
guys, elephant in the room before we get into our stories. We had our first major creative disagreement this week.
Yeah, our first major laser.
We had our first major laser. That's scene. Anyways,
That scene, it's like reggae funk.
sublime. That's scene, right?
And that scene.
We had a huge disagreement that shook the foundation of the pod, which is that I said maybe we try not to talk at the same time.
And maybe we try not to say, maybe we limit our swears.
No,
to-
I didn't actually say that. This
But
is
not to be
all-
too blue. We
I-
talked about this last time.
I actually didn't say that. You can check the text. All I said was
No, you can record that. You can go back on the tape.
you can go back on the tape. I may have said on the pod. Okay, yes, I may have once said to you, should we try to keep it for the kids? Yes, you know that button. Yes, it's made for kids on YouTube. God,
No.
one day I'd like to just press that button. You know,
I
when they-
wouldn't.
no, I know.
I've sold out if that has ever happened. To
I
me.
want to be a Disney Channel star still.
Okay.
I can't let go of that. No, I don't know. I never said anything about any of the content, but Lily has interpreted it as such and is now
pissed.
mad at me. That I can tell.
I'm pissed.
I can tell you feel like you hit yourself. You've put up a wall.
However, I think this is a Challengers-esque moment where I think that you've lit a fire in me on
I'm gonna
purpose.
kiss.
I think that you're trying to get to me, and you're like, "Oh, next time, how about next time on the pod? How about next time we don't have beautiful green eyes?"
Do you think next time in the pod you could not make me wet?
and it's in like, you know, and then it starts a fire in my ass. Where I'm like,
know. Wait, does that mean I'm? And does that make me your coach? What do you? I didn't really understand that movie.
I kind of didn't fully understand that movie.
I didn't understand that movie. I had a boner for one scene in that movie, and then the rest I was
We're the
fine.
friends. The podcast is Zendaya. Maybe.
I like that. The phones
maybe
are
not.
Zendaya. God, she was too thin in that movie to be a mother.
She's too thin. She can't act. I'm so sorry, Zendaya.
I don't know.
This is her acting. It's high shoulders and it's frown.
I thought she was so cute in that scene though when she was being like, kiss, you know?
Sure. That's all that happened. Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry.
No sex even?
No,
Just kiss even.
I
Hate
know.
that.
But
it's
isn't
still a
that
good movie.
isn't that what they kind of say about like it's a criticism of gay content is that it's like it never goes. It's always like, oh, what if like two straight men kiss, but we never see them. We never see people.
No.
We never
Say
see
it, girl.
We never see two men
Say it all the way.
fucking.
I've corrupted the youth.
You're corrupting
That's right.
the
Spencer
youth.
is 18 years old.
And available for commercials. Okay, so
For porn commercials.
for
the
commercials
ones,
for sex.
the ones that say, try not to come challenge.
Yeah.
Spencer
God,
is
my
the try
whole
not
life
to come
is
challenge.
my whole life's trying not to come.
Yeah. And you're doing a princess voice and you're like, try not to come challenge.
Yeah, that was actually really good. You could be a
Aw.
princess. Aw, we're holding hands for
Do we
those
tell
just
a
listening.
goddamn story?
Do you have a story for me?
I have a bunch of cute stories
Aw.
about my little friends. Cute stories in the way that it's hilarious.
Are
and
they?
dumb.
Do you have any stories that are you, or are they all your friends today?
I have one of me.
Do you want to tell me it?
Sure.
Or you can do whatever you want. I'm not
Okay.
a boss.
Okay, she's the type that talks you through it.
Do you wanna-
Okay. Do you want
Do
to
you
tell me?
want to? Do you have a story for me? Do
She
you wanna tell me?
gentle parents me.
J-
If my parent wanted to also seduce me.
Gentle, gentle joy.
Dental jujitsu.
Wait, what's that called? Joy? Jerk off in the strap? J-O-I?
Oh yeah, JOI.
Gentle joy.
Yeah.
That's the name.
Gentle
God,
joy.
that would be the. Can I start a second audio erotica podcast? Gentle Joy with Spencer. I'll start with a different last name. Gentle Joy with Spencer.
Fat
Assman.
man.
Okay. Okay. Truth comes out.
Okay.
As you know, I'm in excellent shape and I've been working towards it.
Wait, what did you say? Ass man?
Did you say fat man?
I said fap.
Oh, I thought you just called me.
Yeah, Spencer Fat Man. Yeah, our podcast is kind of Little Boy and Fat Man. We're kind of the Hiroshima of comics.
Today on the
scene.
pod, are you jealous?
Bitch.
Oh my God.
I've never been jealous of you in my life because I don't want to look like
Oh God.
you, fat bitch.
Let's not
Sorry.
go
Oh
into
my
fat
God.
shaming
No,
this
because
early in our
we're
careers.
not shaming fat
Of course not.
because we're not
You're
fat.
Well, I was gonna say we can't be. We're representing our community.
We're representing the girls.
Anyway, tell me a story.
Okay, this one's a fun little one. I used to serve not just looks people.
I used to serve cunt
customers. I used to serve slay customers at the Bussy factory.
at the house down boots.
At the House Down Boots factory. And there was one time where I was serving this gentleman and he was all by himself. So handsome. It was the most handsome gentleman I've
Wait,
ever
where
seen.
did you work?
You guys won't know. It's the Canadian Brew House.
You guys wouldn't know it. It's a Regina thing.
You guys won't. It's not. It's a chain, but I don't think it's out this east. The Canadian Brew House. I don't even want to give them
I don't even want to give them my business.
the time of day. I was serving this guy. He was all by himself. He was very like talking to me every time I came. Like he was flirting with me so hard. I thought. And okay, this is controversial. I wasn't hit on as much as you think as a waitress.
Okay, controversial. I wasn't putting them away the way you'd think I would be.
Controversial. Men aren't licking my toes.
Why is that
while they're-
controversial, Lily?
Because it's it's controversial.
Because you got tickled bitties?
Because some people are like, you shouldn't hit on people while at work. But I'm like, well, but you can with me.
Do you see how we're
You
getting a
can with me.
taste of the way your ego works? Controversially, men weren't throwing themselves at me, which is just
No, there was one time where it was Agribition, and you guys don't know what that is. It's like a country festival. No, it's not. That's
say
not
that word
anything.
again.
It's Agribition, which is like an agricultural
Exhibition.
exhibition.
I love it.
So the farmers come to town, and one time at my work, this guy was like, "Hey, I saw you on Tinder." Then they didn't tip me well.
Saw you on Tinder. Didn't like what I saw.
Yeah. No, but also no. Clearly, he said yes to me, and I didn't say yes to him.
Oh.
It was like,
He spit in your
Okay.
food.
yeah, I
That
would.
day.
Yeah, He spit in his own food and said, eat. Eat
when he
bitch.
brought it back to the kitchen.
And I said, no, I
Yeah.
don't have to do that. But then they didn't tip me. Anyway, back to the cute guy. I was serving him. Then, he's about to pay up. I'm like, I think he's going to give me his number. Like, he's going to give me his number. Like, this was like, the chemistry was so strong. He's like, hey, can I like ask you something? I was like, yeah, like, absolutely. He was like, have you ever heard of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ? I was like, oh, yeah, I've heard.
he was rizzing you up for Jesus.
He was rizzing me up for Jesus.
Oh my God, he was rizzing you up for the Lord.
When Christians are hot, it makes me want to go to hell, baby.
Wait, this was off the cuff. I planned not to bring this in, actually.
Okay.
But there was this guy in high school.
And you see how she's not jealous either?
No, I have a story too. I
I have one about just like that too.
No, but this
it's happened to me too.
It happened to a friend of mine. This reminds me, there was this guy that I went to high school with who, like, right after high school, he was raised Mormon, and after high school he went on his mission. Like, he was going on his Mormon mission. And before he left, he was like, if anyone wants to follow along on my journey, he was doing like a newsletter. He invented Substack. He was like, I'm going to be sending out email blasts about like my journey on my mission. For a little bit, I became obsessed with being like, I'm going to break him. I was like, because he was so unattainable. Like, if someone says to you, like, I will never have sex, period, let alone with you, my first thought was, let me see you try. I really wanted to try to get with him.
Right.
So I would email back. I was trying. I would respond like, gripping story.
Gripping. Just
You want to
almost as tight as the grip of my...
almost as tight as my grip. Yeah, I really thought like, okay, this is like, because I think maybe that's hetero. What's that called? Compulsory
Compet, yeah.
compet.
to want to
to want to rizz up a Mormon.
sexually assault, sexually harass someone.
I never made
It is kind of heterosexuality to be like, oh, you said no? I'll change your mind.
I'll be the judge of that. No, I just think it was more in my head. I was just like, well, wouldn't that be the ultimate? Wouldn't that be the ultimate get?
It really wouldn't.
Are you kidding me?
I
You don't get
disagree.
this? You're not with me on this?
A Catholic?
No, a Mormon.
Ugh. With all their undergarments?
Well, he was also hot, I have to say.
Okay.
Oh, that was like a part I didn't mention off the top. Bad storytelling. He was hot.
Oh, okay. Oh, now you've changed my mind.
Yeah, no, he was like a hot guy who was like Mormon but sweaty about it.
Like Lucky Blue Smith.
Yeah, exactly. But like that's a good example. Like, would we not be like, I feel like I could change. Also, it's just that's my
Pull
ego.
him. I couldn't pull Lucky Blue Smith.
No, darling.
I couldn't pull a lot of
and
people.
thank you for being real. No one could.
That's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Well, you think I was gonna be like, no, babe.
Babe, you could.
You could slide in his DMs.
You
See what he
could.
says.
Slide it.
I think that there's.
And the couple that wanted to have a threesome with me, it was Nara and Lucky.
Remember when I once told you that there was a couple after me?
It was Nara and Lucky Smith.
Yeah, you live a crazy life.
Yeah.
I'm
I kind
jealous
of
of it.
live La Vida Loca.
Inside, outside, down, living life in our Lorca. Donkey.
Larica.
Donkey core.
Okay, Loca.
Was that your story?
That's one of them for sure.
Can I tell one?
Please.
So mine's actually, maybe we'll find the comedy in it together. But we're not all about jokes on this pod. We
Yeah, I wish.
Ever since the talk I had with her, she thinks that what I said, when I said, could we not talk exactly at the same time? She said, you hate my jokes. You think I'm not funny. But what I actually said was, you're so funny. I want the fans to hear you.
She said, I think the JPMs are too high, the jokes per minute. Tone it down.
Yeah, I said too many PLPM, punchlines per minute.
Too many pussy lips. Minute.
That's more so. Okay.
And I'm back, baby.
Okay,
you
because-
can't crush my spirit, baby.
Okay, because I got a text from our producer, Lillian, who was editing last week's pod and told me that, like, yeah, we did, just did this, EQ, blah, blah, blah. I also had to deal with a lot of P's, mostly from you guys saying pussy. The main editing challenge was navigating the pussy of it
Okay,
all.
so basically she said, love the podcast. Can we drop Lily?
Yeah.
It would be much better if Lily
It would be
wasn't in
much better as a solo project.
Solo project.
Solo
Okay,
project.
no more P's for the rest of
here
it.
now.
We're like Bloods and Crips, but
Except
we're
with the letter
Pips.
P. We're no, that
Bloods
would be
and Crips and pussy lips. Sorry.
okay, but she could
Living
be
la vida loca.
she could be a recording artist. I'm just saying. I do support you so wholeheartedly. I hope you know that.
Me with what? Being a recording artist?
Anything you want, baby. She eats bite my little lips off.
Tell a story,
Okay,
babe.
so this is not too funny or anything, but I think this was an amateur moment, and it took me like a couple years to realize the mistake of my ways. But I'm 8 years sober now. This was when
Congratulations.
thank you, doll. Actually, minus the little weed mishap I had a couple weeks ago, which I don't know. That's neither here nor there.
Barely anything.
It was-
Gateway drug.
It was barely anything. It was like CBD that turned into THC, which turned into TLC, which turned into sex, baby.
Turned into MDMA.
It was nothing. I got drunk for 4 days. No, I'm kidding.
Only drugs from the alphabet.
Yes. It was it was educational. This was when I was a year and a half sober, and I met a guy on the set of a short film, and we really hit it off. We like had this unmatched banner, and we really clicked in a way that I hadn't really clicked with anyone like right away before. And then I think it was that night we were filming like an overnight something. So we were like hanging till late and we were all chatting. And I said something like, trying to be cheeky and bold. I was like, so how did your last relationship end? Like that was my big pickup line. And he like bold-faced looked at me and said, yeah, I've never really been able to have a relationship because I'm an alcoholic. And I went, girl, me too. Oh my God, we have so much in common. Like I took that as like, I've just met my match. To be fair, I didn't know if he meant like, oh, I'm an alcoholic and I'm now sober. Like I just went like, because I was a year and a half sober, I was like, oh my God, twins. So I was like, same. So he told me he was an alcoholic and I proceeded to date him for 4 years.
Yeah, and you still didn't find out.
I never got to the bottom. No, yeah, and this is obviously spilling someone else's tea, but it is my life. Yeah, I think that, and this was not a mistake dating him. Like he was a really meaningful relationship in my life, but I just think the amateur move was thinking, oh great, well I can fix that. I fixed it for myself. And then I spent 4 years kind of like trying to fix someone who never asked to be fixed.
Yeah. Don't save him. He don't want to be saved.
Don't say Harmony.
He don't want to be saved. Don't save him.
Yeah. So
All right.
I think that's my big amateur moment is when someone tells you who they are, believe them. Yeah. And then, the relationship.
Ripley's Believe It or Not.
If someone
We're
tells you,
sponsored by, again, it's my last time.
if someone tells you who they are, Ripley's believe them.
Ripley's
Or
Believe
don't.
Them.
Yeah.
Guinness is going to be so pissed at us.
They're so
The
jealous.
Guinness Book of World Records is so jealous of.
Oh, I kind of never even realized that they were in competition.
I wonder.
They
or
just
are
hold
the
such
same
a
people?
they just hold such a equal part of my heart.
Yeah.
Place my heart.
Where it's like they both have people with long nails and shit.
That's disgusting.
Right?
I find that shit.
And they all have people hanging from little hooks and shit.
I can hang
Okay.
for
Can you ever? No, I'm actually the world's best hang.
When are they going to give the award for most
world's best hang.
chillest hang?
You know what I very frequently say about myself? I'm addicted to the hang.
You are.
I'm not even kidding. I will not leave a party till. There was one time where I stayed at the end of a party till there was like 3 of us and we watched the Muppets.
So you can't. What you're saying is you can't read a room.
I can't read a room. I won't leave a room. I won't be kicked out of
I
a
have
room.
this quirk where it's like the host wants to go to bed and I'm like still chilling.
And I'm like, okay, let's turn the music up.
Yeah, that's funny.
And I'm sober.
I was gonna say
doing
I
it.
used to be like that. Definitely when I drank was like chasing the next motive of like, yeah, but what are we saying now? And then now what are we
Yeah.
saying? But that was just because I was like trying to fill the void with things and play people and places.
True. People, places, things.
Anyway, so he was an alcoholic. I couldn't see it, even though he told me it.
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
I couldn't see it. and he told me.
Okay, my bad for trying to see people for more than.
I know. I was like, oh,
Then
you're
their
an
flaws.
alcoholic. Well, this will be fun.
Oh, this will be good.
I like a challenge. Anyway, what about you? You have more. You have friend stories. For
I have
me.
little fun stories. I have elementary school stories. My friends are goofy little idiot bitches.
Oh my god.
Okay, how many can I tell? Because they're all short.
I don't know, babe.
They're pretty short. Okay,
I
I'll
have
start.
to try very hard not to come off like think I'm the boss today, because I gave you unsolicited
You
feedback.
can be my boss.
You can be my baby. You can be my boss. You can be my hairdresser in my salon.
My hair girl dresser in my salon. Hair girl dressers? I think they're just called hairdressers.
They just call him salons.
It's not
now.
like lady police.
Lady Judge.
Lady judge. Okay, so my one friend, she's the goofiest, derpiest friend. We
Okay,
didn't
so
go to
do a podcast with her.
I should. No, she's great. Okay. Anyway, we didn't go to the same elementary school, but she told me the story a long time ago, and it makes me like I've retold it so many times. These are 2 separate stories, but there was one time where she found out from someone that this guy had a crush on her. She approached him at recess. She said, "Hey, I heard you had a crush on me." Like she's very like she hey, I heard you had a crush on me. That's something she would,
Try.
that's the way she'd say it. He chokes her, says, I don't fucking like you.
And that's how you knew. No, he really liked
That's
her.
That's how you know he's
And that's how you know
like,
he
that
was into
story
her.
makes me cry laugh.
That is.
Oh, fucking like you. The worst he can say is that the
The worst you can say is no.
the worst
or
he can say is no.
knock you
Or
unconscious.
not, yeah,
And they're still together today.
they're still together to this day.
That's
Okay,
crazy.
the next story.
Wait, I'm not done.
Okay, break
What
it down.
What happened after?
I don't know. She's dead.
I miss her every day.
only met this friend through ghosts.
A support group? What do
Through
you?
support ghosts group.
Okay, cool. Did they ever like go out after that, or
No,
was that-
I think they never talked again.
and he's in juvie.
He's-
He's
yeah.
still in juvie.
He's an adult juvie, which is
God, some people are problem kids.
yeah, they are.
Not me.
I really do wonder where a lot of the problem kids I went to school with ended up.
AA, I know them all.
But I can't. Like some people don't even have Facebook. Where I'm like, where are you?
Can you
Like this one
imagine
guy.
not
Oh my
having-
god, can I full name drop?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll find him this way. D'Artagnan.
Like from the Three Musketeers.
Yeah, D'Artagnan. If you're out there, I've loved you every day since.
Is this a misconnection?
No,
with
I actually
D'Artagnan?
hated his guts. I don't want him to find me.
Why are you bringing him up?
I don't know, because he was just a problem kid. He was just one of
Oh.
those kids that was like rowdy and rambunctious and probably poor at home. Well, right? Aren't they usually?
I can definitely. There's definitely some overlap.
Definitely some correlation to poverty and misbehavior.
And this brings me to an important study that is sponsoring the podcast.
Yeah.
Actually, wait. This is not a full joke yet. But I was on the subway, and then there's these signs on the subway in Toronto.
Me looking at the camera.
When you finally get her, we're holding hands for those who just opt to just
For
listen.
those who just tuned in.
Those who are just tuning in to listen with their ears, those who are driving, those who are on their late night drive on the way home, we're holding hands like a couple of lesbians.
We're holding hands.
There's
like
these.
Mhm.
No, finish your riff.
I was going to say a slur.
Okay, hold it back. Hold it back.
I know, and I didn't.
See, this is progress.
And I never would.
Okay.
I never have before.
And I never would.
And I'll never, no, I won't.
Like, you're not
break
even
my-
going to go to the Dyke March.
No.
Because you wouldn't.
I refuse because it's a slur and I don't like
I
that they
support-
call it that.
Bisexual women boycott because they don't support that thing. Okay, so there's these signs in the subway that are like, it's CAMH, which is a mental hospital. No, what's the real term? Like a mental health
I
institution.
thought it was ChemH.
Chem?
I don't know.
No, it's a acronym.
No, I'm saying I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm saying I thought it was that.
Okay.
Like chemical H.
CAMH. That's a good name for
Cam H sounds like a
Like a
cool
guy.
lesbian.
Oh, really?
Okay, Cam H.
I should change my. I can change my. That's like my when I was non-binary, which I was.
To Cam H.
My non-binary name is CAMH.
Yeah.
It's a mental health institution support building and not a great place. I'm not even like saying it like it's a great place. Anyways, there are these signs all over the subway in Toronto that say like CAMH wants you to be a part of a study. Are you extremely anxious or very shy? And I think my thought is that like, God, those aren't really the type of people who volunteer.
No.
It's not a great camp. It's just an underbaked joke, but it's gonna get there. Just that the signs like, we're looking for you. If you're terrified of social situations and hate being looked at,
Yeah.
would you like to be?
We'd like to put you under a microscope.
We'd like
You
to.
teeny bitch.
Do you want to talk to us? Anyways, that's my joke. I'm gonna work on it. When you
Cool.
see that,
That's
when
pretty
you see
good.
that thing on Netflix, you're gonna know
This is kind of a peek behind the curtain for
that crusty curtain.
Oh,
You know, like when like young boys like jizz a lot in their blankets, and then their mom like cracks it. That's from like Bridesmaids. I
like a
think.
glow stick.
Yeah. That's
When
the
their
curtain.
mom cracks it, you make it sound like she's excited in the morning to be like, "Ee, my sensory toys."
When she wakes up just to crack it.
Yeah.
Where were we?
Okay.
Were you saying
Next
something?
story about this goofy little friend. Okay, so there's these twins that went to elementary school with her. I went to high school with them because I went to high school with this friend also. There was one time where she was in class and they're hot twins,
Girls?
boys.
Oh, I can't even fathom it.
I can't even fathom
I'm
a
such a
thing.
gold star.
One hot guy, let alone two.
Wait, they're girls? So they're both girls.
Girls, boys,
They're sexy girls?
sexy boys.
Okay.
I
can extend my disbelief.
She was in class the way you are,
Mhm.
farted so loud in class. Everyone heard it. She was so embarrassed, of course. These hot twins start passing notes to each other. She gets
Telepathically or?
yeah, they're like
They use their twin telepathy?
they're passing notes to each other, She starts crying. She gets the teacher involved. She's like, they're passing notes to each other about my big fart. The teacher confiscates the notes, looks at it. It's like, I love the Illuminati. It has nothing to do with her.
And I feel like she made it way more of the moment.
Of
with her fart.
course.
I think that we live in a very gendered society in the way that we deal with farts.
True.
Like boys who, like if a boy farts in class, it's like, ew, but someone will still date him. You
True.
know? Like if a
Yeah.
little girl farts,
The
it's
gym
like,
teacher will still date him.
I was about to be like, don't go there, but I'm like, I have a joke about
Yeah.
that.
So, oh,
Don't go there.
Okay,
Actually,
that's not funny.
that's not funny, Lily.
Okay, that's not cool.
my agent's watching
Clip
this.
that. Can you clip that?
That's not funny. Use that.
Use that.
That reminds me actually of a story from when I was. Okay, this is actually one of my big stories. This is when I was in kindergarten. I went to a French school. Shout out Toronto French School.
Mon Dieu.
Oh my god.
Bonjour.
And there was an assembly at the school. Everyone was gathered. My mom. It's important to note that my mom was present because she was on the parent-teacher committee, whatever. She was present. The entire school was there, and I have no idea what the purpose of the assembly was, but they had brought in guest performers to entertain the youth, and it was a dance troupe from a neighboring arts high school called Kothra. So it was this troupe of modern dancers. First of all, that's how I know I could participate. I've been around this stuff my whole life. They do this dance for us. I make it sound like a strip club. They do their dance for us. They do the performance, and then after they have a Q&A. And I'm something of a stirrer. I'm something of a comedian now.
Okay.
And they do this Q&A, and I'm like looking around to all the boys being like, let's say something funny. Let's do something big. Let's do something big. And they're all being pussies about it. That's my one. Pussy. They're being like so uncool and lame. And I go, fuck it, I'll do it. I raise my hand proudly. I get called on. And I ask, do you guys fart when you practice?
That's hilarious.
No one laughs.
You weren't a girl's girl back there. Back
No.
then.
I was like, but honestly, part of me was curious. Like, I was like, are you guys ripping it up in the studio? So I asked that. A hush falls over the crowd. No one at my private school is impressed. No one saw me for the comedic genius that I was. I'm like chilling. I was like, well, anyways, like I bombed, but whatever. Like I
Yeah.
was like, whatever.
Like,
And
I'm
then
waiting.
at the end, I think they said something like, let's just like move on to the next question. I was like, okay, whatever. Leave a girl hanging. I just feel like a hand on me. I was like, just like when the assembly ended, I'm like walking around being like, whatever. My mom grabs me by like my ear basically. And she's like, you're in so much trouble. I was in so much trouble with everyone. Everyone was so mad at me. All the
What the
teachers
heck?
were like, I remember this was early days of my like defiance to like I can't handle authority thing. There was a teacher who came up to me and she was like telling me off, but she was like wagging her finger in my face. And you know what I said? Get your sausage fingers out of my face.
Hell yeah.
I was gonna die with this joke. And then also I went home, and this was also like probably the most embarrassed I've ever been. Like stomach was hurting. I didn't want to go to school the next day. I felt like but I didn't feel that way when I asked the question. I
Yeah.
felt that way because of their reaction. I'm crying into my binky, and I look at my dad, who was a shock jock my entire life and raised me on potty humor, like which paid the bills in my home, was his like dirty mouth. And I think we had a little moment where he was like, listen, probably don't do that, but it's okay. Nice one.
But my girl.
He was like, voila. You know,
My
'cause
glass women.
he can't fully get mad at me.
No, of course
when
not.
you've set an example of like, daddy goes to work all day and makes dick jokes.
Yeah.
Daddy, I hated that.
Daddy goes to work. Every morning he sits you down. Daddy's got to go to work and talk about dicks. Okay,
That's
sweetheart.
literally how my life was. Like I had one of those annoying, sorry,
You're like
Dad.
an Eloise in some ways.
Who's Eloise?
She lived alone in a hotel.
Me?
Yeah,
Aw.
kind of no correlation. Kind of not.
No,
wasn't
but
the
I know
same
what
at
you
all.
mean. Like, yeah,
Off the reins, special life,
That was-
sweet life on deck.
that was my life. I felt like Eloise, even though I never seen it. But I felt like a girl. I felt like a girl who lived.
Felt like
in
a girl with a
hotel
pretty
alone.
name that lived in a big hotel.
I always felt like a gorgeous girl who lived in a hotel. No, but I did. My dad would always do this. He would flip on and off the lights, and he'd go, "You see that? Jokes. That's what pays for everything around here." Very
Okay,
angry man
weird.
growing up. He's gotten a lot better since getting sober.
You see that joke?
Yeah, you
What?
see this? You see, like he'd flip the lights on and off, showing me the electricity, and go, "You see that? Jokes paid for that. Your dad paid." Like,
That's
yeah.
kind of cunt.
Well, yeah. He's from.
Let's say cunt. Is that better to the mic?
How does that feel? How does the mouth feel on that?
Sunt?
Cunt.
No, cunt feels good in my mouth. Cunt feels really good in my mouth.
I bet it.
Sorry.
No, never apologize for being who you
Never
are.
apologize for being the smartest person in the room.
Especially if I'm in the room. Okay. Do you have more for me?
Another goofy little joke.
Tell me.
My friends are so embarrassing, as was I, but they were so
Do
embarrassing.
you have permission to share these stories
Yeah, I do.
posthumously?
Yes, I do. No, I asked them. I said, tell me how that one goes again. I just asking for myself.
Tell me that gorgeous story about when you were
Tell
choked to
me.
death by a 7th grader.
I was choked once. Anyway, I'll tell that after. So, the classic setting the scene. The classic setting the scene. Let me start again.
Once upon a time.
So, me setting a scene. You go on a date in elementary school with a group to the movies.
Yeah.
Classic. So my friend went on a group date to the movies with a guy. Okay, she's next to him. I don't know. Sometimes you put your head on their shoulder. Sometimes you want to touch them in some way. She went to put her head on his shoulder, kind of missed, went to his lap, had to pretend like she was sleeping for the rest of the movie.
She wasn't ready for the lap nap.
She wasn't ready. Well, she was ready for the lap
Oh
nap.
my God.
She took a lap nap for the whole rest of
That
the
is a level.
tap
That's
tap.
how I know I don't have social anxiety. Because I feel like that's a moment where you go like, now the thought now I have to pretend to be asleep.
Yeah.
My Jewish brain is like, no, you don't. Get
Yeah.
up. No one has to do that.
She's one of my least socially anxious friends though, which is nuts. It's like I think she was just like, okay, if anything, yeah, that would having to be in the lap would make me socially anxious. I don't know what I would do.
Right. Like maybe you're actually saying she's so comfortable that she went, no, I'll just sleep it off.
Okay, I guess I'll just be here.
I guess I'm here
Also,
now.
but how do you miss that much? How do you miss by that much? How do you not, be a little? Because that's how I know I'm socially anxious.
Yeah.
Is that I would have thought it through so many million times.
Can
where
I
I'm
take
like,
back what I
I
said?
would lean back so well that there'd be no possibility of me missing a shoulder.
I have to take back what I said.
Please.
I agree. I'm actually very socially anxious in that way where like I spent my entire childhood, early teenhood, like my biggest fear was like the hug at the end of the hang.
Oh yeah.
Whose arms would go over, whose would go under.
yeah.
Am I supposed to, which I was like, so I was that girl who'd always be like, anyways, bye. And
Yeah.
I would act so weird and cunt about it.
Mhm.
But it's really because like my biggest fear was like like the awkwardness. And that has followed me all the way up to like my first kiss with my partner where like she asked me if she could kiss me the first time and I went, no.
Yeah.
And then like she was like, okay, well the
Yeah,
next
it's like,
time.
all right.
That's why my favorite invention of the 21st century is saying, can I kiss you? Like as a consent thing. Like
Sure.
when that became like when everyone was like, in order to practice consent, like really asking like, can I kiss you? Or do you want to kiss me? I love it because I love the control. Because then I can go, do you want to kiss me? And I just wait there slack jaw.
I hate it. I get so nervous. I don't hate it. I like it. It's
But
respectful.
isn't the lean in so much more nerve wracking because
It
you're
is.
literally doing aerodynamics trying to figure out
Yeah.
like, where to land?
But I have had to since being sober and single now, it is
Sober and
sober
single.
and single and
A
slutty.
podcast on this.
Sober, single, and slutty. It's a hard knock life.
She's got that big 3.
It's a hard knocker life for me.
Hard big knockers life. Do we need to get some Foley after the fact of just your
Yeah, we should. My ex-boyfriend, I used to go braless and slap my boobs as hard as I could on my stomach. Not even as hard as I could. I didn't have to try that hard. He hated it. He hated the sound.
Whenever you told me that, because you told me once before and I go, why did he hate it?
Why do you freaking hate
I
it?
would love that. I would sample that. And that would be the music of the future.
The music
I would go,
of my summer.
that's my girl on the track. Slap, slap. Slap, slap. Don't cut that, cut that, please. It's the most. That's the most. Cut that,
Why I
please.
was saying it's my girl. On the
Yeah, I'm
track.
trying to open myself up more to freestyle
Okay.
because I used to rap as a kid.
Okay. Okay.
I went through. There was. And you
I
know what?
was Little Bow Wow.
You might remember me. I was Lil Romeo. No, I had a similar thing to Miley Cyrus, where the deeper into my drug use I went, the deeper I went into the hip hop community, which is really problematic.
Yeah, it is.
And I want to just say, I'm sorry.
yeah, we've been waiting for that apology.
And I'm sorry that when I got sober, I became an indie girl. I'm sorry. White people are incorrigible, and I'm one of them. Guilty.
guilty.
Do we
Take me
have-
away, officers.
But they won't
And they won't
because that's
because our
White
privilege.
Do you
Oh
have?
yeah, me getting choked. It's another small one, another work story,
Please.
another serving story.
I'm not policing you because I don't believe in it.
Okay.
I'm being
I
really
didn't think
weird.
you would. Now you're taking the power in a weird way where you're like, no, I'm allowing you. No, don't worry.
No, don't worry. Come on.
No, don't worry. You're allowed
Where-
to say whatever. No, I know I was always allowed. I'm my own person.
Oh, I love this. I
Stick
love
your
this.
fingers down my throat.
I will, but I can't.
will.
See how I got nervous? I'm going up to the cottage with our producer Lillian and a bunch of our friends. Sorry, you're not. It's a different friend group. I'm going up this weekend with our friends, and I literally felt the need.
No,
to
I don't want to go to the cottage with a bunch of hot lesbians.
Thank you.
No, I'm okay. No, I don't want to.
No, I actually would never want to
I
do that.
actively don't want to.
And that would gross me out to do that.
It would ick me out.
I
I
don't
don't
wanna
like when
catch
girls
it.
like girls.
I know. Well, I felt the need to say to Lillian, I don't want it to turn into some orgy this weekend because my biggest fear is like sexual confusion, like
Yeah, that's my
sexual
biggest fear,
tension
too.
is my
I'm
biggest
so
fear.
scared.
I know.
Some people say to embrace your fears, though. And I kind of think that I need to be, what's it called? Immersion therapy in it.
Rejection therapy? Yeah,
No, immersion. No, not rejection therapy.
I've been,
Immersion therapy.
I've been practicing that my whole life. Yeah, exposure therapy is what
Yeah.
you mean, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a bit
no.
of both. I mean, immersion.
Oh.
French immersion therapy is what I meant.
That's what I went to. Private school therapy.
I went to French immersion therapy.
Yeah, my big fear is like is this what I don't with that, which is why I'm not smooth. I don't like tension. I don't like will they won't they. I like it Jewish, curt, to the point. That one, and then just date me.
Okay, but how was because your losing virginity, your virginity loss story was a threesome.
It was a lesbian threesome.
How did that even happen? Because I also get so I'd love to have a threesome, but I'm also just so nervous to.
Girl, vodka.
Oh,
I chugged like a bottle of I think we drank between the three of us a liter of Smirnoff. It was very like, we should practice kissing each
Right.
other's pubes. Like it was so. And you know what? In that moment, I think I just got a hand signal from our producer that I don't understand. I don't speak sign language. What's
10
that?
minutes left till we leave.
Oh, gorgeous. Okay, we're being told I'm getting the light in my own
Whoa.
home.
We haven't even hit so many things.
Well, we can actually do another ep today. I have a meeting at 5, so we can do another ep. Yes, it was we got really drunk. It was me and two girls. We were having a sleepover. We got super drunk, and it was just the classic. I don't even know if I would know how to kiss if I was given the choice. Can you show me on each other? And I did that. I went, do you guys want to show me on each other?
You're a little instigator.
This is
You
why
are challengers.
Oh, that's why I think
You
I got
are a
sober.
challengers.
You are a Challengers, the movie featuring
You are
Zendaya.
kind of challenging
to work with. The truth comes out.
to twerk with. Sorry.
You're pretty hard to twerk
You're
on.
kind of hard to twerk on, girl.
Yeah, and then one thing led to another. We were just looking at each other and sucking and fucking.
That's so lucky. I used to have tons of vodka also and kiss my friends, but it never divulged into anything more.
Well, this is actually a huge thing about like when I got sober. I remember like one of the big fears of getting sober was that I would never get to kiss a girl again because I had so much of my like queerness in high school or like whatever was like drunken, and so I assumed that was just of a bygone era. Like I wasn't really, and I remember like I would lie in bed beside my boyfriend at the time, like a couple years sober, him drunk, and I would go, I definitely want to be with him forever, but I guess that means I'll never get to live out my fantasy of being with a woman. And then when we broke up, I cut off all my hair and I went down to Pound Town and I became a lesin.
A lesin.
Yeah.
A lesin.
Lesin of Zelda. That's a reference for you.
Hey, that's a reference. I do love a pun reference that correlated to nothing that we were talking about. Like it's genuinely my favorite thing to do.
I know that.
I know that about you.
I know that.
No,
about
and
you.
I'm really good at it too. No, and I'm really good at it too.
And I'm the best at it.
Something about me, I'm kind of the best at everything.
Lily,
that's ever
because we're being
happened.
told. Oh, sorry. What did you say?
I'm the best at everything that's ever been.
And I know that. And I know that, girl.
And you're an Aquarius, and you're the best, but you don't tell people that
Well,
you are.
that's what I was just thinking about when we got kind of hostile with each other a couple seconds ago. I was like, well, you're a Capricorn,
Yeah.
but I'm an Aquarius,
Sorry.
which I don't think means that you definitely think like you're better at things than me. You're very like, no, that's a Capricorn thing. It's like, I know how to do things. I'm good at
that.
things.
I think that.
Yeah,
I am. Okay,
you
yeah.
think you're like, your way and you're very, but the Aquarius thing is more of a sneak, like, okay, it's just that, I know everything. I'm going to go over here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm
Sure.
not like so, well, also, I don't know. I might just be a control freak. That's my own thing. I'm an industry baby.
True.
I took the password off here and yet I forgot to. Okay, we're gonna should we read some?
Yeah, give
Some
us
stories?
another sent in story. That wasn't good grammar.
Try that again.
How about you read us another listener submission?
Try that again.
Hey Spencer.
What's your password?
666263.
Hey
She's the devil.
Spencer. Hey Spencer, how about we get a listener submission story?
We got some submissions from the listeners here. I put on my private Instagram story, which you can access at Yes I'm Spencer. Plug yours then. Don't give me a look.
Plug yours. Plug
Plug
your
yours
little,
in.
plug your own butt then. At Lily Langen on everything, even Letterboxd. I watched a scary movie yesterday and I even Letterboxed it and I said never again.
Your review was just
Pretty much. It was, this was scary. Are you happy now?
yeah. Comics made you watch it.
Are you happy that I'm scared now?
Okay, I have my responses up. So I put up on my story, tell me your dating stories. It's for a thing that's coming soon. I'm so internet coded.
You are.
It's for a thing. Why do I talk like a millennial?
It's for a ting. Okay, small beans. Submit your stories.
I'm having a no bones day and it's for a thing. Okay, someone said all the time, never I date like I'm a pro, blah blah blah. Okay. So this someone said, when my ex explained to me how to properly make out, humbling. Damn.
Oh.
That's rough. If you're already kissing and someone's like, that's like me with the pod. I tried to explain to you how to make out. Sorry.
You did?
No, sorry.
And I was like, show me then.
Show me to me, please.
And that's why her wife is mad at her.
And that's why Millie's mad because I kissed you
Because this is the podcast where two best friends practice making out.
for 2 hours. Okay, here's one that's fun. Hooked up with this guy who had a twin bed on top of a queen bed, and I kept falling in the moat.
Wait.
So this person hooked up with someone who had a twin bed, but it was stacked on top of a queen bed. And as they were hooking up and rolling around, they kept falling down onto the second bed,
Yeah.
because there was like a moat
Yeah.
around.
Right. I pictured it as queen bed over top of the twin bed.
No, that's
Which
fine.
would also be crazy. That's teeter totter.
That would not be good. You would just fall right into the crevasse.
The whole thing would just.
And also, I think maybe they were having gay sex, and that's fine. Totally fine.
Yeah, you have to go into the moat for that.
That's actually a lesser known position
Yeah.
called going into the moat.
Called seizing the castle.
I like that.
Thanks.
Had a drink with a guy, waited in my condo lobby for 45 minutes, texting me to invite him up or else.
Oh.
Like, so this is someone who had a drink with someone and then instead of when she got walked home or something, stayed back in the. This just sounds like it wasn't an amateur story. This is like
A horror story.
this is called the police.
This
Or
is
this
call
is
the
called
police.
a community based. Call a community based emergency service.
Call a friend at least. Okay.
She invited me over and then decided she was not gay while I was there.
Shoot.
That happens to me all
That's
the time.
unrelatable. Oh, I make people realize they are gay.
Yeah, every night.
Men.
Yeah, I invited him over and halfway through he went,
I think I'm gay.
I'm gay. This is sad, and I feel like actually a lot of people I know would relate to this. I feel like even my partner's told me stories where like she went over to a girl's house for a date, which by the way, how dare she? Ugh, before you knew me. She went over to a girl's house for a date and like they were kissing and then halfway through she was just like, I don't know.
Oh,
Not for me.
oh no.
Don't worry. She's with me now.
She's with me now. Don't worry, babe. You're with me now.
Don't worry with
It'll
me, you're
never
with me.
happen again.
Someone was on a date with someone who just kept saying next question instead of asking a question.
That's actually kind of dope. No, I kind of like that.
You would.
Next question.
All right, next question.
Next question. One time I went on a date with a beekeeper named, I need to say his first name.
Go ahead. I'm not stopping you.
It's Elwood.
L Woods.
I wish it was Elwoods. It was Elwood.
What's
I think.
the name is L?
Wood.
But what name?
The whole
is
name
that?
is Elwood.
Elwood.
It's
Oh, the
his full
first name is Elwood.
Yeah. Maybe it was Elwoods. No, it was Elwood.
Elwood.
He didn't laugh at anything I said. I said, you haven't laughed at anything I said. He said, well, you're not like funny. I was like, okay. Then he wanted a
Was
second
this
date.
Love on the Spectrum?
I think that's a little bit. And then a long time later, he like said that he wanted to give me some honey. And he was like, okay, I love a
you
nerd.
would've
I'll give a nerd a
loved.
chance 100% of the time. I take 100% of the nerds I don't take. That doesn't
We
make
need to make you T-shirts that say "I'll give a nerd a chance"
I'll give a nerd a chance and then some.
and then some.
He was a hiking nature nerd.
Hmm.
I draw the line with that sometimes. That and sports nerds, it's like that's not what I guess
Wait, a hiking nerd?
I want comedy nerds and I assume that all nerds are comedy nerds. Like I assume all nerds are funny.
What are your
That's not true.
subcategories of nerd that you're into?
Anime nerds. Okay, but here's the thing.
They just have to like what you like.
They
it
just
sounds
have to
like.
be funny.
Hmm.
And they're not.
So if he
none
was
of them are.
If he was granola, but he was like hilarious.
Even then I'm like, I'm not going to go hiking though. That's the only thing. Cuz I feel like a video game nerd's not going to make you play video games.
Yeah, they
Sometimes
are.
they might be like, "Hey, you want to?" But I'm not going to go on.
They're not gonna hold you down and put a controller.
I'm
in
not
your
going to go on a hike. I cannot.
Okay, this password is so long.
I don't like the sun. I don't like nature. I don't like grass. I don't like the wind in my ears.
Hmm.
I don't like bugs.
You wrote all this on the
I
test.
don't like dust. I wrote all this on what?
on your autism test.
Yeah, my autism.
I don't like wind near my hair. Okay, wait, I got a
wind in my
couple more.
hair.
Let me get through these. The first time oral sex was ever performed on me, she sneezed in my vagina.
Oh.
Achoo.
Achoo.
She was allergic to them thing.
To them things. Oh, honey, you're allergic to cats?
I've
didn't tell
definitely excuse me. I've definitely puked on a dick.
Yeah. Me too.
And I remember like I keep saying I remember.
I remember.
And I remember that I was fucking
I
literally
remember that I
14.
pooped on a dick. Sorry.
Happy Pride. So I remember that he was wearing like boxers, like, and he had just pulled them down to his pants and boxers were just pulled down around his ankles, so it was like a little net. And I was like kneeling or something where it was like he was sitting and I was kneeling, so that when I like choked on it and started puking, spitting up, I just puked into like his diaper trapeze, his boxer trapeze kind of
His
thing.
boxer net.
His boxer carriage.
Boxer
I
carriage.
puked into it.
His. No, I can't think of any
That's
other.
okay.
I can't think of any
And
others.
we dated for 4 more years.
That's crazy.
It wasn't the same guy.
When I puked on a D, I swallowed it.
As you should.
And he was like, "What happened?" I was like, "You didn't realize I fully threw up on your penis."
When
and
she
then
swallows?
and he's like, "That's honestly kind of cool that you took it back." I'm
Men?
taking the power.
Men are incorrigible.
I said,
Men are
"That's
fucking
my
gross.
food. Give it back."
You don't deserve it. Reverse bulimia.
That's my mom's cooking that we both just had. And then she let me close the door with my boyfriend.
There
over.
is-
My
that-
mom doesn't.
That
my
is
mom
no,
a
but that
cool
is
mom.
such like a classic era of growing up where it's like the boyfriend comes over for dinner with the mom, and then you're like, anyways, we're gonna go upstairs, and she's like, I love him.
Yeah.
And then you go fuck the shit out of each other.
Yeah. My dad had to tell my mom that I was probably having sex. And my mom was like, "No, there's no way." And then when she brought it up to me, she's like, "Are you guys having sex?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh." Anyway,
My mom-
because I was a truth teller. I was a really
You were
good kid.
Soothsayer.
I got it. Okay. Here's a huge difference between me and my sister. She's a little liar and would always get in trouble. I was a big truther. I never got in trouble because I found out from an early age, you tell the truth and you're kind of
You understood the
absolved.
company policy.
A little bit.
Honesty
Or you
is-
tell a half truth at least. Like you come home, you're throwing up, puking, wasted, and my mom's like, "Did you have a beer?" I'm like, "Yeah, Mom, I had a beer."
And it didn't sit well.
I think I'm allergic to wheat, Mom.
It didn't sit well with me. You know what?
Meanwhile, I had
I wasn't.
cake vodka. Remember cake vodka?
Yeah.
Ugh, gross.
I wasn't like a full truth teller, obviously, because there reached a point in my alcoholism where you can't handle the truth. But I would always get away with. My mom used to say, and this is like, I guess probably enabling, but she would go. I would say a bunch of things at her. I'd be like high on like Adderall, ranting at her, telling her a bunch of things, and then she'd go, "You are so eloquent. You're so logical. I love the way your brain works." And I'd be like, "You understand, Mom? It's not that it's the reason that I couldn't come home. It actually makes a complete sense if you think about it this way." And she would just be like, "God, I raised a genius." And she would go, "You were speaking in full sentences when you were 3.
Yeah, Mom, I was on Adderall when I was
I was
3
on
also.
Adderall back then too. Actually, last night during my fight, my girlfriend said, "I feel like I can't. You're impossible to argue with," and this is probably a good example of why.
Because
I
I'm
was
possibly good.
Well, I was patted on the back, I
Same.
think, for being like for tracking my own logic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very like somebody who's if you're a child psychologist, write in and tell me what is wrong with me.
Yeah.
Okay, I have one last response and then we have to wrap it up. Someone said, "I stuffed my bra with socks one time. They fell out mid hookup. He saw and I said, 'I always wear 2 pairs.'" Then I had to wear 2 pairs of socks for the rest of the summer. That's not that bad, but
That's hilarious.
That to me feels like very much in the same vein as like, and then I had to pretend I was sleeping for 2
on
hours.
their lap,
I'm
where
like,
it's
no,
you don't have to.
Like,
Yeah.
it could be like a thing that you did that one time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, because I had basketball later, so I brought my
Yeah.
spare and I couldn't have pockets, so I
Yeah.
kept them in my bra.
Also, you can't see 2 pairs of socks.
No.
Like if they're the same lengths of socks, she could just be like, yeah, the other pair is under there.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah. But also, her logic was that the socks weren't on yet. So it's like, just say that you have more socks in your bag or something.
More than enough socks.
But that
No.
is hilarious. I always did wonder, because I never had to stuff my bra. If anything, I was binding my shit. I'm just kidding. I wish. Well, I binded for life,
And then
which
you-
is surgery.
Yes.
I said, take them off.
You did the life binder.
I said, take
of
them
surgery.
off. I said, take a load off, Fanny.
Take a
My doctor's
load
name
off.
was Dr. D. Fanny.
It's Annie.
Dr. F. Annie.
Dr. effing Annie.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but then if you hook up with someone and they realize, I always just wondered about that. It's like, oh, why not just?
Why not?
I also wish I had little ditties. I liked
Little bitty titties.
Mhm.
I do.
invented
I don't
little
have
boobs.
big boobs by any stretch of the imag, but there are many times. Ooh,
Any
touch 'em.
stretch of the vag.
But there are many times where I'm like, if my boobs were like 2 cup size smaller, I would look thinner. And on that note,
Should we say our amateur of the week? Do you have one?
oh, say yours and I'll think of one.
My amateur of the week, my grandma. Don't have a heart attack, babe.
You know what though? That's exactly why she's the amateur of the week, because her head just couldn't handle it.
Her heart just can't handle the heat.
They gave
Okay,
out.
so I called her a dumb, fat, big back.
And she
Cut
passed.
that.
She passed right out. Your grandma's the amateur of the week because her heart couldn't handle the love.
Couldn't handle the
that's an
love that it
amateur.
was giving.
Who's my amateur of the week? Can I be the amateur of the week? Because
Please,
because
about time.
I'm the amateur of the week because, and I'm saying this right to my wife, because hurting you.
Look at the camera while you
I'm
say
gonna
it.
look at every camera at the same time, because hurting you makes me a fool. I'm a fool for that. I'm a fool for getting in a fight with the girl I love.
The first cut is the deep.
Let's sing us out.
Baby, I know
the first cut is the deepest.
And cut that shit.
Anyways, thank you for listening to Amateurs. Check us out on everything. Yes, I'm Spencer on everything.
I'm Lily Langen on everything. We love you romantically.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.